Keith Cobb here, Revive Minds. Just got my issue of Success Magazine in for the month. Very excited about that. Success Magazine. It says here, what achievers read. So it's saying that if I'm a success, I'm reading Success Magazine, I'm going to be an achiever. You know, and that's one thing I want to talk about and really kind of hit home that I was thinking that what was the biggest change in my life? What were those key fundamentals, the catalyst that changed me dramatically for the rest of my life? I mean, here it is. Number one, personal development. I mean, that is, people say, what's your hobby? Reading. Now, prior to getting across personal development, I hardly ever read. I looked at pictures in magazines, so I wasn't really big on books and nothing like that. So one of the ones out there saying, hey, you know what? That's not really for me. I know you. I feel your pain. I feel that it just wasn't working for me either. But things started to happen, right? Prior to getting into personal development, prior to having my relationship with God, that was my first personal development book was actually the Bible. But getting more into that, prior to that, I had negative people in my life. I had negative outlook on life. I had a negative life. I had low self-esteem. I didn't really believe it was possible for me to do anything significant. And what happened was that transition. I remember I met my one of my first earlier mentors who was in this business opportunity together. And this guy, he was doing really big. Went to his house, had the Lamborghini. He had the Mercedes V12, the Bentley GT. The house was like amazing. The living room was like white, the piano playing by itself. He had a theater in the house. And up until that time, I have never actually, met somebody, interacted with somebody that made that type of money. I think he was making like 300,000 to 400,000 a month, something like it was some at that time was seeing unbelievable number. But yet we had the same checks. Mine was like 400 or 500, and his was 3 to 4. I think one time I seen like 385 or something like that. And I asked him, I said, how can I get what you have? How can I get the lifestyle? How can I get the cars? How can I get the sense of I'm free? I can go where I want to go. I can live where I want to live. What I need to do? What I need to do? It's kind of like I said, tell me what I need to be saved from my poverty mindset and my poverty condition. I had a job. Of course, I had a job doing okay. But what he told me was, read. I'm like, what? He said, start reading this book here, Think and Go Rich. And I was beginning to read Think and Go Rich. I read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Size Edge. I mean, the list goes on. And what I noticed when I started to read, it didn't happen the next day, right? It didn't happen. Some things didn't happen. I didn't start to attract this stuff to me within an hour. But what happened was I started to go in the right direction. I started to think different. And I started to notice I started to dress different. I started to speak different. I started to attract, instead of being around negative people, we started to kind of separate and go our separate ways. It wasn't nothing negative. It was just the fact that I was drawn to different things by the stuff I was putting in my mind. He said, I heard someone once says one time that you are what you think about. And prior to personal development, prior to the Bible, I was thinking about, a lot of negative, put it that way. I was thinking about a lot of negative stuff. So I have this saying that I picked up when someone says, feed your mind and starve your doubt. As I continue to listen to the book, read the books, as I continue to listen to the audio CDs in the car, as I continue to wake up and watch the motivation videos, as I continue to go to the seminars, and I tend to associate with different people, I start to gravitate more to that it's possible. It's possible for me to have the best of what God has intended for all of us to have. It was possible. So this just a quick little video letting you know, hey, get into the personal development. I recommend from what I did for myself, 10 pages of a book a day. 10 pages. If you need a list of books, just go ahead and comment below. I'll send you a list of books. But by its very title, Think and Go Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Make $1 million. Anybody's very title will give you those tidbits that will take you to the top. All right, Keith Cobb, Revive Minds. I'm signing out. Bam. Feed that mind and starve that doubt.